Hi friends, if this is your first time on my channel, you are most definitely welcome. If you are a returning watcher, what's up? What's poppin'? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So today I'm going to be talking about some things I wish I knew before I applied to not before I applied to college, before I went to college, or things I knew earlier on in college. And I'm sharing this because your girl made a couple mistakes in college, but I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. So I'm going to be sharing a shit ton of stuff that I hope you guys find helpful, and I really want you guys to apply to your own lives. But before I get into the video, let me ask you two questions. Are you subscribed? No? What are you doing? Subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. You get to see all the videos. You get to see new content as it comes. You get to be part of the family. You get to grow with me. Like, there's really no losing in the situation. So do your duty as a citizen and subscribe. Okay, let's get into the video. The first thing I would say is college is a clean slate. Which sounds like duh, Sean, of course we know that. Well, but for real, college is a clean slate. And college, for the most part, unless you go to like a school where everyone from your high school ends up going to that school, you get to kind of like rebrand yourself or kind of start afresh, right? So for me, I feel like personally, I was the kind of person in high school where it was kind of like, oh yeah, Oluwaseun, she's like the know-it-all. She like, is always doing well, always gets all A's, cares about grades. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call myself, or I wouldn't necessarily say I was considered like cool. I didn't think that like I had that many like friends. I had like a very small cohort of like 3 other girls who like I would actually call my friends in high school. And I just, I felt like I couldn't break out of this like kind of box I was put in of like the goody 2 shoes, always being the straight A student. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like I didn't have enough freedom in high school to really explore like my fun side. Like I really love Afrobeats, I love dancing, I love being silly. Like, I'm just like, overall I think I'm a pretty funny person overall, and I don't think that like parts of my personality really was able to come out in high school. So for me, college was a clean slate, right? This is something I actually did when I started college, but I'm putting it on the list just so you guys know. For me, college was like a clean slate where like nobody knew me from Adam. Shoot, like not a single person from my high school or the general Boston area was at Stanford, so I could kind of really fully be myself and like kind of rebrand myself, right? So in high school, everyone called me by my full name, Oluwaseun, which is perfectly fine because that's my name. But like at home, my parents don't even call me my full name; they call me Sean, and that was something I wanted to continue. I didn't want to be called my full name. Like, I don't mind being called my full name, but I kind of wanted to be like, you know what, my name is Sean, just call me Sean. Like, that's what I'm used to at home, and that's kind of what I prefer to answer to anyways. So I was able to kind of like establish how I wanted to be addressed, how I wanted to be identified. I was able to really get my funky, funny side out. And overall, college provided me a new environment to really like grow to as a person. So that's that. So use college as a clean slate. You don't have to hold on to like the same kind of like labels people labeled you as in high school. Like if you were someone who maybe didn't do too well in high school, that doesn't have to follow you to college. Like it really doesn't. If you really want to change, you want to become like a scholar, someone who's doing well, you get the opportunity to do that when you get to college, because no one's going to be asking you about like, oh well, you were someone who did this in high school or whatever. Like, do you in college. So that's the first thing. The next thing I would say is save money. Saving money matters. Like for me, my freshman year, I didn't have a job, and I didn't want to bother my parents with like sending me money all the time. So like I kind of was just kind of in this like place of limbo and being broke, to be honest. Well, okay, let me not say that. So going into college, I worked at Walmart for the summer, so I was saving a lot of my money for college because I was like preparing like, okay, college is gonna be expensive, I have to buy all these like dorm stuff. So as I was working, saving money, my dad was also saving money for me too, to like, hand off to me when I go to college. So like give or take, I had about maybe $2,000 when I started college, like of pocket money to kind of like just like settle myself down. And not that I would say I wish I had more, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have more, especially because you don't know if you're going to get a job immediately when you start college. And like, yes, most stuff is taken care of for you in college, but you never know. You may come across stuff where you want to buy something or you want to eat off campus for once, and like, it's just important to have money. So make sure you save money for college and make sure you save a decent amount. In addition to that, throughout college, make sure you are saving money. Like, don't just spend all your money in college too, because guess what? You graduate and you become an adult. And in the adult world, you need money. So make sure you're saving throughout college too. Like, I think one of the biggest things I did, and I'm really proud of myself for doing, was I saved up $10,000 while I was in college. Like, I saved up a lot of money. It took a lot of self-discipline, and this happened over 4 years. A decent chunk of the money came from like an undergraduate grant I got for research. So I saved a lot of my money. I like kind of at some points was working 2 jobs just so I would save money, but I would only work 2 jobs during the summer. I would not be trying to work 2 jobs while in school. I had a part-time job for the most part for 3 out of my 4 years in college, and I just saved a lot of money to prepare for adult life because I just didn't know what was going to happen, right? I didn't know if I was going to find a job immediately. I didn't know if I was moving back home. I didn't know what, right? And I was just saving. And luckily from my savings, I was able to get a car from that saving. Well, no. Okay, I initially started saving, and I used all my savings to buy a car, and then I started saving again, and then from that, like, after I got my car, I saved up $10,000 from there, in preparation for my adult life. So saving up money is very, very important, and the older you will be very happy if you saved money, I promise you. The next thing I wish I did was explore opportunities very, very early on, especially if you're going into medicine. Like, they want to see a track record of you being able to do stuff, doing stuff that kind of relate to medicine or some form, or like throughout college. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like research, so it's cool and all, but it's not my thing, right? But I'm saying this for people who may be interested in, like, as an adult, I've tried to get research positions, or I tried to get research jobs, and I can't because I didn't have any research experience from undergrad. So I kind of wish, like, I wish I was kind of more proactive about it. So the best time to start research is freshman, sophomore year. That's where you get started. You stay with the lab, or start early to figure out internship opportunities, like maybe volunteer opportunities, things that will kind of help you get to your career goals. Make sure you start doing that your freshman and sophomore year. Don't wait until junior, senior year, because by then you may get opportunities, but it's a little too late, and usually, like, they're reserved for people who have experience. And like, I wish I gathered enough experience to have more opportunities when I graduated, right? Because certain things I didn't do in undergrad, I don't have those opportunities open to me because I don't have the experience. So it's really important to make sure you get experience early on in college, and make sure you decide, okay, I think I want to go into medicine. What are the things I need to do? Maybe volunteering at free clinics, research, like, being active in like my pre-med student association, whatever it is. Like, getting on top of those opportunities very early on is very, very important. And I wish, oh my goodness, you guys don't understand. I wish I did that. Like, I recently just had a job interview for a research position, and she's asking me all these questions like, oh, so what is your, undergraduate, like, research experience? And I had like 1 summer worth of research, and like, it was a bad interview because it was just like, you could just tell I was just not qualified. I didn't have any experience, and I was just like, man, if only, like, I had done more research in college. So don't be me. Don't be like me. Get the experience early on. The next thing I would say is utilize resources on campus. That is really, really important. Something I wish I knew early on. So there's a subset of students who fall through the cracks in college because for some reason they just didn't know about the resources or the help provided on campus. And I was one of those people, right? It didn't click to me. To be honest, I can't tell you why or why not, but like my freshman year, I didn't know how important office hours were. I didn't know that tutoring could help me do better in school. I didn't know that there was academic skill coaching. I knew of pre-med advisors, but like, I never really like had the courage to utilize those resources. And because of that, Of course, I don't know any opportunities going on because I never asked for help. I didn't go to these resources to figure out how do I navigate this journey, right? And I really wish early on I did ask for help and just tap into the resources my school has. Granted, not all schools offer the best resources, but I strongly feel like from everything you can gain something from. Even if it's the small thing, you can gain something from everything. So as useless as you may feel your school's like tutoring is or whatever, just try to get little diamonds or gems from whatever resources your school offers. The next thing I would say is, this of course is obvious, but high school is not like college, and the way you learned in high school, depending on the high school you went to, is not going to work in college. And that was the case for me, where in high school I didn't really study. I just like things just like kind of clicked to me. I didn't really have this concept called office hours in high school. It was just kind of like if you had a question, you just stop your teacher and just ask them. There's never really like designated time to go and ask teacher questions. So to me, I didn't understand like that these are all things that help you learn. So when I got to college, I'm still doing things I did in high school thinking it's going to work, and it wasn't working. So it's really important early on to recognize and accept the fact that the way you learned in high school may change, and you may have to figure out how to learn again. You may have to relearn how to study, and that's perfectly fine and it's normal. But the earlier you realize and accept that, the better it is for you, because you don't want to wait until your sophomore or junior year to realize that, man, something I'm doing is not working for me and I need a change, right? You want to be able to get it on the go. Like, I want all of you guys to like start college like strong and just taking all the advice you got from different people and not making the same mistakes as other people. So it's really, really important to gauge the kind of rigor of your school and figure out, what do I need to do to be successful? So those are the only things I can think of I wish I knew before college. I hope you guys find this helpful. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.